Hey, 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 everybody. How's it going? How's it going? Man, see, y'all already got started with the questions and the conversation. I just got here. Well, good to see everybody. Deborah Rose, what's going on? What's going on? Good to see you here. Happy days, and I read my. I got my two moderators here today. All right, all right. Excellent, excellent. So I see Michelle Anderson, Eugenio. Hello, hello, hello. All right, Black Butterfly, how are you doing? How are you doing? All right, all right. And Zaria Georgetown, hello, hello, hello. Just looking over here. All right, all right. The gang's all here. Gang's all here. Man, this is amazing. This is amazing. Yes. All right. Well, I'm gonna get it going, guys. So we're gonna be here. It's gonna be a little short one today. So we're gonna be here for an hour. Had some things come up that got to get taken care of, but otherwise it is on and popping. So I'm your host, Reginald Kuakaru, and I'm the founder of Kemetic Centered Living. So my sidekicks in the chat today are going to be Julie and Chanel. So I read my aunt and happy days. So thank you guys for being here. I really, really appreciate you. Please be kind to everyone in the chat. That means to be kind to Julie and Chanel as well. So if you are not and you start to stir things up, you might get bounced. So, or not no might, you will get bounced. So this is going to be a positive experience as always. So leaving high vibrations, good, positive experience. That's what this is about. So things can get moving pretty fast in chat. So if I can't see, and I can't always see all the questions, guys. So you can use Super Chat to give money, and it will pin your question to the top of the chat window. So the Super Chat is down at the bottom. You'll see that $sign, and you can click that $sign, and then you can type your question or whatever you want if things get moving pretty fast. So if I do give value and enlightenment today, please prime the pump. That means it's give back. So prime the pump means you're going to give a little bit to the universe, to what you want to get more back. So put things in circulation for yourself. I have a class called the African Mind Rewired that will teach you how to apply the African spiritual science in your life. It will make you empowered, positive, and happy in your life. It will change your life, plain and simple. It's the ideas of the Kemetic spirituality and how I put them together in this class. They will change your life when you practice them, absolutely, positively. So if you're not into a class, I do have a course. And you just call the African Spirituality Before Christianity, the Ultimate Guide. So any misconceptions you have had about Christianity, and teach you the African definitions and applications of concepts like the Trinity, sin, prayer, and many more, so that you can grow beyond the superstitious understandings of the powerful spiritual concepts. Links for all of that will be in the chat, in the video description. So all the links are in the video description for you. So thank you guys for being here. I'm excited as always to share with you and you with me your questions about anything Kemetic and metaphysics. So right off, I don't know anything about the Anunnaki. So I've been getting a lot of questions about the Anunnaki for some reason, but it's not something I study. So if I know it, I'll answer the question to the best of my knowledge. If I don't, you are going to hear, I do not know, because I don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all. I don't know if I want to know it all. My brain would probably explode. But anyway, y'all probably wouldn't want to see that anyway. But at any rate, so we're here. Let's get it cracking, crack-a-lacking. That's my old school stuff. So anyway, let's see. All right. Let's go. I'm going down here. So it's going to be you guys. Y'all are going to be the star. Good morning, Crystal. How's it going? Good to see you. I heart you. Good to see you. TK Brantley. Hello. Ron I see Arundel. How are you? Amber Abrigati. All right. Hello. All right. Benny Freeman. See you. I see you. And Ashawn Morris, PN Dub, Riva Tiare. Hello, hello. Roses and bees. Got all y'all here. Rhonda Gregory. Hello, how are you? All right. And Shelly Blanks. All right. David McClurkin. What's going on, family? Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. And Samuel Gray. Hello, hello. All right. And Zaria Georgetown. I think I said hello to you already. You got a double dose. All right. So, all right, guys. So let's see. We got any questions here today? Hotep, Jim Gad. Hotep. Intuitive alike. Hello. Let's see. Practice. It's okay for me to practice atmosphere, even though I'm half Puerto Rican and Ecuadorian. I don't know much about my lineage. Yes. So that's intuitive alike. It's okay for you to practice these ideals because they really are. I use African spirituality as a format. Okay, because it's easily understood and it's something that easily understood when I explain it. But these ideas are bigger than any one system. So they're meant to be universal ideas. But the African spirituality and the Kemetic system specifically, it fact checks Christianity, and it unravels the ideas that Christianity basically twisted and messed up. Okay, but yes, anybody can practice these. So this stuff is for humanity. But I always say, I'm going to tell this information through my experience as a Black male in America. So my experience as a Black male is unique, to other people's experience. But I tell it through mine, but it can relate to anybody, So these ideas to anybody. So yes, anybody can practice them. This information is for all humanity. Let's see. What is your thought on astral traveling? So my thoughts on astral traveling is that, and the free trader asked that, is that we definitely, everybody does that. It's so natural to us that we don't even realize it a lot of times. There's a lot of stuff that is very natural that we just don't even know about. Matter of fact, I watched this show on, I don't know if any of you guys have Gaia, but Gaia is like the Netflix of spirituality. If you haven't got it, get it. But there's a show that I watched yesterday called Superhuman that, man, it will blow your mind that about the stuff that we are capable of just naturally that we don't know about, moving things with our mind and stuff like that. So actually part of a class that I do is one of the things I give a little experiment to show that mind and matter is connected. So you're able to move stuff with your mind. But they did a lot of stuff. So if you guys got Gaia, check out the show called Superhuman. It's amazing, and it'll give you more of an idea of what really spirituality is. And when I'm saying fascinating, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. So people able to put blindfolds over their eyes and literally able to see colors. I watch kids with blindfolds over their eyes run around cones. Like how basketball players dribble in and out of a cone. These kids were running in and out, and they were running like they were looking at it with their eyes. I mean, it was amazing what they were doing. So it's some amazing stuff and some experiments that people are doing around the world right now. So great stuff. Let's see. And Mwaneki, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Can you consider astral travel a free trader? Yeah, you can. It can be. What we recognize a lot of times, that we might think of it as dreams, but we're actually traveling. So we're experiencing different things all the time. 16-year-old son. I Heart You. I don't know of any children's books. Somebody mentioned some children's books because my children are grown and gone, so that's just not something I've ever looked into. But I've heard that who is it? Anthony Browder's daughter has written some children's books that might be. So look up Anthony Browder. And her daughter might have some books that I've heard somebody mention that she's done. PN Dove says, why is it that we don't remember our past lives? Great question. So part of the game, and I call it a game that we incarnated to do, to live here on earth, is that we forget, and we forget and think that we're separate from the one. So it's just part of the game. So you forget your past lives, but you have access to the information. So the people call it the Akashic records, different names for it, but there's levels of information that you can tap into. And when you're talking about tapping into that knowledge, your intentions is your remote control for consciousness. That's my analogy for how you can start to direct and tap into different things that you want. So if you want to change the channel, so to speak, you set your intentions for what it is that you want to access. And then that's how you can tap into it. Your imagination is that preview, so to speak. So all that information but you can remember your past lives. But part of the deal is that we just it's like we have to awaken to that information. Okay, we have to awaken to that ability. So that's just part of the game here game of life here on Earth. See, it jumped again. Dang it, I hate it when it does that. Let's see. Sweet, you said L. Who is L? Let's see. Rhonda Greger said last week you said Isis Ra El. El is just another name for Lord or King. So it's just Isis Ra El. So the Lord or King is what El means. So EL. Let's see. Use levitation. Yes. Yeah, I do too. I read my says so. Julie says I believe the ancient Egyptians understood and used levitation, and that's how they advanced their consciousness. So I believe that they used levitation basically even to build a pyramid. So they understood sound, and we think of sound a lot of times only in resonance frequency. But sometimes in order to get a job done, you have to have a dissonance frequency as well. So even in healing our body, we have to break up things sometimes, break up energetic patterns, and we might have to do those where we're having actually a discordant frequency that we're using. So a lot of times when we're chanting, making different sounds, sometimes it's not always the pretty sounds that get the job done. So we got to think about those things on a deeper level. What's up, One Law? What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Intuitive Light, I really like your content. You inspire me to speak and live my truth. Hey, that's what it's all about. I appreciate that. Intuitives alike, I appreciate that most definitely. All right, Will, what's going on? What's going on? Let's see. And I will say you had an intense dream last night. All right. Let's see. Something unintentionally in meditation, I believe. Yeah. There's like I said, in my class, there's an experiment we do that people, if they do the experiment, they'll see that they can move things with their mind. So it's real. So yes, I heart. Yeah, just check into that. Check into them. Let's see. Intuitive asked, have you had a starseed encounter? I'm not sure what you would classify as a starseed encounter. So you might have to give me a little bit more information on that one. Let's see. Practice meditation techniques to reach a higher level of Christ. So Jim Gass says, any daily practice of meditation and techniques to reach a higher level. And for me, Jim Gaddis, things I do is just I will stop at any part of the day. I'll give gratitude. If there's something that I want to manifest, I will just start to visualize the things that I want to manifest, and I just do that any time of the day. I just find a quiet place or just be quiet and do that. So there's no specific technique, because sometimes we can get bogged down with it should be done this way. And you find the ways that best suit you, because everything that people prescribe is doing something, let's see, spiritual. It might not work for you because you're a different and unique human being. So a lot of times it's trial and error. You got to find out what might work best for you. But so no, I don't do any specific techniques except visualization and just quieting my mind at times and just visualizing the things that I want. So focusing on what I want. Good book. Is the Medu Netter a good book to start with? I'm not sure if you're talking about what's his name's book. God, I forget his book. The volume. I know who you're talking about, and I can't think of his name right now. Raul Nefer Amen. That's it. His book. I found it extremely difficult to read. So that book number 1. Book number 2 and 3 are a little bit better, but I found book number 1 very, very difficult to read. So I wouldn't say, for me, it was not a good book to start out with. For other people, I've heard that they've said that it was difficult too. So I might not start out with that. Actually, the first book that I would probably start out with, and just getting these basic metaphysical principles down, is the Kabbalion. So that's probably one that I would recommend for anybody just to start with, because it is about understanding these metaphysical principles to use in your life to really enhance your life. That's what it's about. So the Kabbalion is a good one to start out with. Julie says, smash that like button. So come on, guys. Thank you. Let's see. Let the Egyptian fall and let the colonists ruin everything. I'm sorry if you already made a video about that. Yeah, actually, Intuitive Alike, I did make a video about that, but I know people do ask that question a lot. Why did the Egyptians fall? You gotta think the Egyptian civilizations was probably the longest running civilization ever in the history of our planet. I mean, probably 10, 20, 30,000 years that this civilization was actually run. Every civilization goes through cycles. They rise and then they fall. Every civilization. Egypt would be no different. But I know a lot of times the way we look at it is that because Egypt was a black civilization, that there had to be something either wrong with them or it had to be something that was a curse. And it's neither. It's just a cycle. Rome fell, Greece fell, Persia fell. All of these civilizations fell. So they rose and fell, every one of them. And Egypt was the same. So it's just a cycle of nature. Everything rises and falls. It's just a cycle. So that's no different. They didn't do anything wrong necessarily. They just it was just their time. So civilizations rise and fall. Let's see. Do you think we are enlightened until we experience it before? Let's see. The Hindus. So Zaria Georgetown says the Hindus believe that we are reincarnated until we reach enlightenment. But do you think we aren't enlightened until we experience every form of life? Not necessarily. So enlightenment means that you basically are assimilating. You're assimilating experience, and assimilating experience means that you're balancing it out. Okay, so you don't hit the highs and the lows. Okay, through life experiences. So when you get to that point to where you can just kind of be like even keel. And you don't get afraid. Fear is one of the things that keep us from really reaching a level of enlightenment. That's one of the biggest things that we deal with here in the physical world. And in this day and age, we have so much fear tossed at us through the media. It's incredible, and a lot of us it ends up taking our vibration down. And we react fearfully. Racism, sexism, all the isms are based in fear. All of them. You know, fear of the unknown, fear of somebody overpowering you, fear of somebody victimizing you. All of those things are fear. And until we as humanity can balance those things out, then we're not enlightened and we're going to keep reincarnating. So the cycles are based on you just basically learning the lessons. So until you can assimilate that experience, then you're going to stay on a cycle of reincarnation. That's a cycle that's why Osiris is called. He's about cycles. Okay, but what cycles you is your emotions and the things that you stay attached to, and usually it's about something fearful, or it can be that there's something that you just want to come back to Earth for whatever reason. But fear is one of the big ones. Dang it, it jumped again. Let's see. Okay, Michelle says, I have more divine experiences after I listen to you. You know, that's interesting, Michelle, because there are times when you can, it's like you can open up like a portal of just you vibrational, you just kind of open up because you start to be more because just open to the knowledge. And when you're open, then yes, you can absolutely have more experiences. So absolutely. Let's see. And Ron Arundel said the Kabbalion is a great start indeed. Yes. So all of that, the Kabbalion and hermetics, all of that is Egyptian stuff. They just took it and put it under the name of hermetics, but it all originated in ancient Egypt and Africa. So all that hermetic stuff, you know. But the Kabbalion, I think, is just really, it's more of a slimmed down version, and it's the information is condensed in a way that you can understand it a lot quicker. Okay, so let's see. And let's see. And Arima said it's important we all have our inner Yoda. That's right. We all can do. We all can do. I can't talk like Yoda. Let's see. And Happy Days is talking about checking out a movie. So okay. Let's see. How do you conquer fear of being overpowered if you are overpowered? By recognizing your own power, Rhonda. So how do you conquer that fear? So if you feel like you have to recognize your power in this life, and you really have to recognize the ideas of the metaphysical ideas. It's not just a lot of people think it's just about, you read a book and you gather knowledge. No, you got to know what to do to apply it in your life. And a lot of people have no idea about metaphysical laws and universal laws. And really, that's a lot of what the Bible and stuff is really teaching about. But it was made historical, so people just to it. Don't even understand that a lot of what's being taught is about metaphysical laws. See, how does this connect to Black Masonry? Rodney, I'm not sure what you call in Black Masonry. So I know the Masons take a lot of this knowledge from that is this Kemetic knowledge. So I know that they use a lot of it. Let's see. The meaning of 144,000. No, I'm familiar with that from the Jehovah's Witness, but I don't know how they interpret that and stuff. So I haven't gotten into that. What's the difference between Heru and Heru-ur? Oh, that's a good question. So Kenny G says, what's the difference between Heru and Heru-ur? So Heru-ur is simply like Heru is, again, that's just the name means the way, okay? And it's the way to enlightenment. And back in ancient times, it simply meant fire. So it was an aspect of fire and light. So Abraham, Ab is the heart, Ra, and then Ham. So Abraham just was from which means that has something to do with a mythical city of light and fire. Okay, so back then meant something about fire. Let's see. Where are the universal laws? You are the universal laws, Shantae Little. So you're in them. You're a part of them. That's where the ancients would say that we are gods, because we are nature in human form. Universal laws are nature. Okay, and you just have to know how to access them. Okay. Is there a time you're comfortable sharing that you'll finally overcome fear repeating the same experience once you mastered your thinking of it? iHeart, what do you give me a little bit more on that? iHeart, is there a time you're comfortable sharing that you overcame your fear after repeating the same experience? Because I mean, there's a lot of them for me that I have had to overcome. I mean, a lot of fears, man. you know, and me again just shifting from going from being in corporate America and to going to being an entrepreneur. So there's fears that I had to overcome even to make that shift, you know. And so there's a lot of things that just depending on our journey, once you get over one fear. Once I left corporate America, I got over the fear, and I'm no longer over the fear now of thinking, you know, I need a paycheck. You know, I was able to create something that I basically don't need corporate America anymore. But once you do that, then there's other things that start to come up. You know, I have a vision about other things that I want to do. You know, and sometimes those things can bring up fear. So it's just, again, once you get over one, then the next level, there's something else you're going to meet. And that's just always a process. But it's getting easier for me because now I realize that the universe works in my favor. I just got to know what I want, and I just got to get out of the way. You know, I just have to not block it. And that's really what a lot of what it comes down to. Let's see. Yeah, Abraham came from Ur of the Chaldees in the Bible. Exactly. But Ur basically means fire, Julie. So absolutely. What does Het Heru mean? Deborah, I forget what Het Heru means, the Het part. But I can let you know though. So you're in the class. I can let you know. Do you think? Let's see. Intuitive says you said every civilization rises and falls. Do you think we're on the falling right now? You mean here in the I don't know if you're here in the United States, but there's a big possibility that right now we're kind of on the going on the downside. And guess who's coming up? China. Okay. So there's going to be some things that are happening, and a lot of people don't want to talk about that. But you know, that's something that could definitely be, that's definitely in the mix, because again, the United States has only been around for a couple of 100 years, but things are going to be happening. And you think even in the UK was, before the United States came into being, the UK was the big boys on the block. So they rose and then they fell, you know. So it's just something that always happens. Let's see. Okay. Share knowledge, everyone. Please like and subscribe. Kemetic Center Living. Please do. Thank you. Happy days. Chanel, thank you very much. Let's see. All right. Azaria Radibi says all the way from South Africa. Glad to have you here. Chilean, how you doing? A little bit late, but that's okay. You're right on time. Let's see. Can you touch on the Djed pillar and the meaning beyond stability? The Djed pillar I don't know if you've ever seen where Ptah has like this in his hands. He has like the Djed pillar. He has the Ankh. And then the thing that looks like kind of like an evil head or something looks like, but the Djed pillar is basically like the cross. It is the elements that need to come into place to manifest into the physical. So I know the Djed pillar too has something to do, and I hadn't studied that deeply, Crystal. But I know it has something to do too when it's talking about the backbone. It's not an actual backbone. It's talking about something metaphysical, and I'm sure it connects to the chakras and stuff in some kind of way. But I haven't studied that very deeply, so something I probably will get into though. Let's see. Whoop! Dang it, jumped again. Okay. Let's see. See, yeah, sure. Shania, who's that? Shayna K says that, son, thanks for let them know that you're not alone. So very good. So Deborah Rose, what I mean by getting out of the way is that a lot of times we can be our own opposition to our enlightenment. Okay, we can be our own opposition to our manifestations. So, and it's a lot of times it's the way we think, our subconscious training. That so let's see, I can use it as an example. So when I was trying to make the leap from going from corporate or going from a job to entrepreneurship, one of my biggest issues, I always knew that once I made the leap, something good would happen. I had that feeling deep down in me all the time, but letting go of that paycheck and that sure thing, that was a hard thing for me to do. So my block was letting go of the paycheck so that I could make that transition. Okay. But I got to a point to where, you know what? I said one day to myself, you know what? I don't care if I got to die living on the street, I'm not going to ever go back to, to teaching again. I'm just not going to do it. Once I made that proclamation, it's like things just opened up for me, and it's been incredible ever since. But my block was the belief that I needed that paycheck, that safety and security. As long as I was holding on to that, I could never make that transition. That's why I lost things twice, because my mindset was, well, you know what? If it work out, I can always go back to get a job. And that was true. I did twice. Okay. I lost it one time, went back and got a job. Tried again, lost it, went back and got a job. But this time I got to the point where I said, you know what, to hell with that. I'm not going back. I don't care. I don't want to go back. I'd rather die in the street, living on the streets, than going back and getting a job. And things just broke open once I did that. So I let that go. And that was I unblocked myself in that sense. And it freed everything else to flow the way I needed it to flow. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm going back up, guys. Going back up. Let's see. Have you ever been? Let's see. Anisha Harris, have you ever been to Egypt? No, I have not, but I will be going soon. I guarantee you that. Proof that the Pharaoh had slaves. Not that I'm aware of. So she asked, is there any proof that the Pharaoh had slaves? So not that I'm aware of. So there's a people that speculate that that's how that they got the pyramids built, but you got to think about the mentality that was speculating on that. Okay, and where they were. Okay, so see, the God send plagues on ancient Egypt until the Pharaoh let the slaves go? No, all of that was basically it's metaphysical knowledge that's hidden in the story. So none of that stuff happened historically. None of it has ever been proven. No, Egypt kept very diligent records. None of that has ever been proven. Egypt has never wrote anything about it. So MF Dresden, what's up? What's up? Good to have you here. Let's see. What do you do when you feel burned out? I'm manifesting because that's where I am, trying to shake it back. Okay, so you feel burned out on manifesting. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I heart you that it might be that you have some blocks. Well, obviously you have some blocks. Okay, and there's some more work that you got to figure out. So you're trying to manifest, and it might be that if you try so hard, you continue to try real hard, that trying ends up being the block, because it ends up being the feedback loop of I don't have something. Okay, and this is where a lot of the people have to what do you call it in Buddhism, they talk about having the law of detachment. And the law of detachment means that you just don't worry about you become in a balanced state where you don't worry about the outcome. And I know from experience, you can get to where you want that outcome. You want something so bad to happen that it ends up that you're literally you're priming the pump with the lack that you don't have. And you got to get to a point to where you're just like, you know what? It's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen, you know. So I can just let go. Think of it, I like to use this analogy when you're talking about manifesting stuff. Think about when you go to a restaurant, you sit down and you order from the menu. When you order from the menu, do you sit at your table like, man, I wonder, are they cooking it? You know, do they have their hands cleaned? You know, man, is it going to be coming? So how long is it going to take? You know, you don't do that when you're at the restaurant. You got to think of when you're manifesting the same thing. When you order, you're on to your conversation with whoever you're with. You know, you might just be sitting there and you're doing something else. You don't even think about the food until it gets there. You know, so you got to do the same thing when you're trying to manifest. You know, so you put your order in, you know, and then you just let it go. That's the best way I can put it. And that in that sense, you detach from it then. Okay. So let's see. All right, Will, thank you for that $10 gift. All right, Will, appreciate it. Appreciate it. And Don Clark, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. So thank you for giving, guys. Most definitely. So does that make sense to you, iHeart? So you're getting burnt out because you're trying too hard, you know? And what happens is the other part of that is you're noticing what you're not getting. So you're saying I'm burnt out because I'm not getting what I'm trying to manifest. What you're doing there is you're actually putting out to the universe what you're not getting again. So you're putting out when you're using that language, I'm telling you, your vibration is that I don't have. And I'm tired of trying to manifest it because I don't have it. I'm just wore out, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that's kind of how you have to look at it. And believe me, I've gone through that too. I've done the same thing. I got to the point to where I was like, you know what, this shit don't work. You know, this is crazy. You know, but until I finally said, you know, just let go. How many times has it been in life where we're like, you know what, man, I can't fight no more. When we were Christian, Lord, I don't know what else to do. As soon as you say, Lord, I don't know what else to do, all of a sudden what you wanted manifests. You know, you just let go. And that's how you have to put yourself in that same spot. You just got to let go. Man, I know this is gonna jump because I know I've been talking. So Shantae Little says, what is the age of Aquarius? That's just a demarcation of different ages that we're passing through. So the ancient science says that an age was 2,500 years. So 2,500 years is the age of Aquarius is now supposedly on us, where we're also in another part of the galaxy where there's a lot of positive energy. And so this again is just part of that cycle that I was talking about again. So we cycle through. But we're moving from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. Let's see here. I heart you. Thank you very much for that gift. $14.99. I heart you. Thank you very much. And Samuel Gray, thank you very much. $9.99. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Yes, Deborah Rose, we can be our own opposition. Absolutely. And that's usually what it is. We are our own opposition. Nobody else blocks it except us. But we have to find a way to disconnect. Or not disconnect. We have to find a way to become, God, what's the word I used earlier? Not disconnect. Become balanced to where you're not like, you know, pushing against anything. Okay. So yeah, you can be your own opposition. What's a good text on HR being Heru and RH being set? Hoop Daddy, I don't know where you got that from. I know it's something I talked about in one of my classes in one of the videos, but there's no text. So that's something I had to put together. That I had to connect those ideas. So there's no, the stuff that I teach on my website, on my in my videos and my courses. There's not one book that you're going to get that stuff from, you know. And a lot of the stuff I have to connect intuitively as well. So those ideas, there's I can't tell you a book where that came from, because a lot of that comes from me. But intuitively, it makes sense. That's how I know I'm on the right track with it. It just makes sense intuitively. Let's see. Kenny G says, from doing research, I find duality in everything, in life, zodiac, nectarus, etc. But question, how do you retain so much info, remember, and just basically absorb so much knowledge? Kenny G, for me personally, I've always had, since I was probably in my 30s, I had this way of thinking that I wanted to learn something new every single day. I don't care how small it was. I wanted to learn something new. So every day. And that's just, and after a while, it just accumulates. Okay, I'm 58 years old, so after learning something every single day, knowledge just accumulates, and you know, it helps me make connections with other stuff too. So I've dabbled in all kinds of stuff, you know, knowledge wise. I mean, finance, real estate, stocks, cryptocurrency is something that I'm really into right now. If y'all are not, y'all need to be looking into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, because you're going to get passed by if you don't. But I learned a lot of different things. So just always. Christ. Do you believe Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were considered a Christ? I'm sure that they had their Christ moment. So a Christ is not a person; it's just a title. So a Christ, Rodney Robertson. So a Christ is the idea that you become enlightened. So they obviously became enlightened, and then they obviously helped the world. So you can become a Christ in your own right. Okay. So Roses and Bees says, thank you for the content on your YouTube channel. Thank you, Roses and Bees, for that gift. I definitely appreciate it. Most definitely. So yeah. So they probably had their Christ moments, but not in the sense of somebody that you need to worship. Christ is in you. So your Christ is something that you should be working on becoming. And that's not like a constant state. Being a Christ is something that you have, that happens whenever you become enlightened about something. And that can happen over and over, different situations. It can be a job, it can be a relationship, it can be in finances, but you just become enlightened and you figure stuff out. And it's like that aha moment. Okay, that's really what being a Christ is. You're getting many aha moments. A lot of times Christians will say, hey, do you believe in Jesus? You know, and I'm like, no, I don't believe in Jesus, but Christ is a part of my life every day. And that's because every day I'm learning something. Every day I'm getting those aha moments about something. I might be studying something and I go, oh, wow, you know, aha, you know. So that happens all the time. It's a constant for me. Let's see. Oop, jumped. Let's see. Yes, definitely. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your donations. Let's see. It's stress. I feel like the tree of knowledge from the story of Adam and Eve is the Egyptian tree of life, or the acacia tree, which contains high quantities. Zaria, you are definitely on the right track. So Zaria says this may be a stretch, but see, this is when you're picking up things intuitively, but you're doubting yourself. But you're absolutely positively right on track. So it says it may be a stretch, but I feel like the tree of knowledge from the story of Adam and Eve is the Egyptian tree of life, or the acacia tree. Anytime you see them talking about a tree in the Bible, it's the same tree. Symbolically, it's the same tree. So yes, the tree of life is actually the idea that we come from one source. So you have the trunk. And then that source splits off into many different experiences. That's what the tree of life is expressing. Okay. In that sense, the tree is the different branches of life. Okay. The leaves can be the different experiences, and the fruit is just simply the experiences and the wisdom that we gain. That's the fruit. In the story of Adam and Eve, Eve was giving Adam the fruit. Eve is the feminine expression that was basically the intuitive aspect of consciousness that was giving Adam the wisdom. Okay? That's what that story was supposed to mean. Not Eve making the fall of mankind, basically making knowledge illegal to get within Christianity. Okay? Because they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, they were banished. I mean, come on, you're not supposed to get knowledge. Well, in Christianity, no. But DMT, you're getting into the chemicals of the brain, and it's just the chemicals of the brain. Okay, we're talking about metaphysical aspects. All right, Crystal Brouchard, thank you very much for that $10 gift. Thank you, definitely appreciate it. But yeah, Zaria, you are on the right track. So keep thinking like that. You know, with that intuitive idea. So absolutely. Yeah, I understand what DMT is. So that it is a spirit molecule. So I get that. So let's see. All right. Sabrina Thompson says exactly. I think you have to let go and walk in the truth that it will be. Yep. You have to let not even that it will be. You got to let go and you walk in the truth that it is. One of the Bible verse, I think it's either Matthew or Mark 11:24 says when you pray as if you already have it and it will be yours. That's some deep metaphysical knowledge right there. Some deep metaphysical knowledge. You got to see it in your mind. That's your prayer. You got to see this in your mind as already accomplished. Okay, you're living it. You're acting it out in your mind. You're feeling it in your mind. So that's your prayer that you already have it, and the universe has to comply. Okay, so absolutely, and it's that powerful. You are a creator, absolutely, positively. And so that knowledge and stuff that's in that Bible, it's hidden from us when we think of it only as history. Let's see. Let's see. Please answer. Let's see. Intuitive says she's junior in high school. Awesome. You way ahead of the game. I wish I would have known this stuff when I was in high school. And tools. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't intuitive alike was saying that you're thinking about maybe dropping out. You know, and I wouldn't want to tell you to do that. I was a school teacher for a long time, and I know that system does not benefit kids. I think a lot of kids end up succeeding in spite of our school system, our public school system. You know, but you can start to sharing your knowledge. And if you're good, it doesn't matter your age. It really doesn't. If it benefits people, it doesn't matter. They're going to come to you because it benefits you. Okay. You just have to have the courage to step out there and start. So get started. I mean, if it's just doing things with your friends and family at first and just kind of honing your skills, do that, you know, but get started and start doing it and gain your confidence. Let's see. All right. Hoop Daddy said, appreciate it. Let's see. Age of Truth, of course. Yeah, I'm way behind. I know. Let's see. So let's see. I can make a study. Is there a formal day and night of prayer? Actually, that's where that idea came from. So Natalie Ross says in Kemetic study, is there a formal day of night and prayer? but a lot of that is part of the Islamic faith that does come from Kemet. So that's not something that I don't get into a lot of the rituals, because it's like, for me, once you get into that stuff, it's like you're just bringing one religion over to another, because you're saying, I need to be in this box in order to practice this. And I don't believe that the box, we don't need to box ourselves in to thinking and being a certain way. Okay. So it's important to me that you be free to figure out what works for you, you know, so you don't have to do this or have to do that. And that's where I deviate from a lot of people that teach Kemetic science, that it's about you discovering who you are and your being. And your being might not be somebody that wants to pray and do this or do that, meditate a certain way. That just might not be you. So a lot of times people trying to fit themselves in a square peg into a round hole. And it's not necessary. Let's see. Let's see. Are you planning on taking the vaccines? Me personally, no. I'm not. But everybody to each his own on that. Yeah, I will agree with you. And Shelly Blanks, thank you very much for that gift, $19.99. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. It's powerful. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was who's that? I forget the Jumu. He was from South Africa. I can't remember his name right now. But a lot of people attributed that quote to Bishop Desmond Tutu, but that would make no sense because he's a Catholic priest. Why would he say something negative about the Bible? He wouldn't do that. Let's see. Thank you for putting that up, Julie. Thank you for putting us. So she put up the links to where you can do donations to PayPal and Cash App. How can people cast out demons in His name? How do people draw the spiritual power? TCN, that's a great question. TCN channel says, my question is if Jesus is not real, how can people cast out demons in His name? How do people draw this spiritual power? That's a great question, because when you're asking if Jesus is real, are you asking if the man that, do you think only because the man that walked the earth that you have that experience? Because if you think about it, there's no person named Jesus is not walking the earth right now. So your experience has, or their experience has nothing to do with whether or not he was actually historical. It has everything to do with what they've been taught, and it has everything to do with their own personal experience. So if you've been taught that you can cast out a name in Jesus, or you can cast out a spirit, or what you believe to be a spirit or a demon in Jesus' name, guess what? It's real and it's true. Okay? Because that's what you believe will work. It's not the words you say or his name necessarily. It is your intention that you set. Before you said his name, the intention was, I want this spirit or demon to go away. And you have that power to do that. So your belief is that it's the name of Jesus. But in reality, it's your intention that you're setting your intention to actually move that spirit or demon away. So I don't believe in spirit and demons, but I know people do. And if they believe it, then it's real. It's part of their experience. And they're going to get feedback to what they believe. What you put out is what you get back. That's just the prime law of the universe. Let's see. Keep vibration, false power. And Intuitive Light says, Zara says, I'm a junior in college, and I know college isn't for everyone, but you have to find your way to balance out your physical and metaphysical life. Finding balance is the key to everything. Good advice, Zarya. Good advice. So most definitely. Yeah, Chastity says, because we black folks have given our name power to the name Jesus, we need to stop. No, in actuality, that's actually an African tradition, because African languages a lot of times were based on vibration, and the vibrational names that they spoke did have power. because it literally, like the name Amen, okay, Amen, as we say at the end of prayers, that is a vibrational construct, not just a name. Amen. You can literally use that name as a chant. Atum. Okay, those names are literally vibrational constructs. Not, we think of them as only names, but they're literally vibrational constructs and recipes that literally will, when you use them, they literally will. How can I say? They'll change your brain synapses vibrationally. Okay, and you can put yourself in certain states using those names. Okay, so is there power in the name of Jesus? Yes, you can use the name and you can have power, but again, it's based on your intent, you know? So the original name of Jesus was Yehusa. Okay, that's where the name Jesus came from. Yehusa. All of those come from African traditions. Power in a name. That's where it comes from. So that's real. Let's see. Words have vibrations. Yes, they're vibrational constructs, and that's let's see. Cysticia 1. Thank you for that gift, $5. I definitely appreciate it. She says thank you, or he says thank you for sharing that knowledge. Most definitely, I appreciate it. Let's see. Definitely, y'all. Thank y'all for the donations. Let's see. And yo. Oh man, I'm down at the bottom. Hey, cool. Wow, couldn't believe it. Can't believe it. So how do we determine if it's real or reality is just based on our beliefs? Lovely Laura, that is an excellent question. So Lovely Laura says, how do we determine if it's real or not reality if it's just based on our beliefs? It's because we have been taught to think that what's outside of us is reality. But our reality literally comes from within us. So our subjective experience is the most relevant experience and real experience in the universe. Okay? That is a great question. So what's real is what you feel. I just said something right there. What's real is what you feel. It's your vibrational construct. Okay? Your vibration within you. What you're feeling is what's real, and that's what the universe reacts to. That's what you send out to the universe, okay? So your inner subjective reality is what's real. This out here is what we created from what's inside of us that's being reflected back, okay? So just because we can touch it doesn't mean that it's real, because there's other experiences that has nothing to do with our physical experience. There's other experiences that we can tap into that has nothing to do with us being able to touch anything or feel anything or hold anything. Okay? So that's a great question. Let's see. Yes, Deborah Rose, I got to the end and now it's moving again. Let's see. What's real is what you feel. Absolutely. That's what's real. And that's where everything in your life is going to be predicated on you understanding what you're feeling is what you're getting sent back to you in your life. If you don't understand that, man, is you think that life is happening to you rather than through you. Life is happening through you, not to you. It's coming from within you, and what's within you is being reflected back as life. That's a powerful construct to come back with, to understand. Free Trader says, what are the benefits of astral traveling to the average human being? Is there any danger to astral traveling? The benefits is that you can go and connect to other beings. You can go and connect to other levels of experience. You can connect to other civilizations. You can connect to present beings, past beings. And no, there's no danger. So absolutely not. So you can get wisdom from traveling. Okay. Let's see, guys, it's coming up on the top of the hour, and I'm going to actually have to cut it off here. But Let's see. I was going to see if I got one more. I've been trying to quit smoking. We got some tips on how to stop. Woo! That's just a habit. That's a habit, Elmo. I don't know if I can tell you how to quit smoking, you know. But man, I know that's a tough one. It's going to take some willpower. You got to think about the things that you want to achieve. Let's see. Jahid El Amin, G4 Power. Thank you for $9.90 to $9.99. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, guys. It's straight up 12 noon. I read my aunt and happy days. Julie and Chanel, thank y'all so much for being here to moderate today. And everybody else that's been here. Guys, thank you for your gifts. I definitely appreciate it. Again, thank everybody. Great questions as always. I thank you guys very much. So we're going to cut it off. We'll do it again Wednesday night, 7 p.m. So if you want to be here, hey, come on in. You got questions, we'll be here. All right. All right. You guys have a great one.